Okay, I want to make a long video. So I haven't really done any point of view videos. I've done one, actually. I haven't looked at it, how many views it got. Again, you know, we do something and we're like, okay, how many views is gonna get? How many followers are gonna get from it? What validation am I receiving? Am I receiving validation through likes, through shares, through comments, through... People have different intentions, of course, and I have also an intention to do this video. That's why I wanted to make it somewhat short, but I want to speak about from my experience, my observation about people through social media, through stories, through music, through movies, through podcasts, books. And there's few reminders that triggered me to remind myself about these things. And these reminders was: beauty fades, intellect endures. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. But what I mean by this is beauty has a peak, right? Beauty has the blooming state, right? You bloom, and in order to maintain the youth, the beauty, the presence of this subject, this object, whatever it can be. It could be anything from, you know, clothing. It could be anything from flowers. It could be anything from women, men. And at some point that beauty will disintegrate and it will leave a memory behind it. However, intellect endures, meaning you can get to the peak state of intellect and you can maintain that peak state and you can keep building upon it for as long as till you die, technically, right? And intellect, I mean by, you know, everyone has a subjective way of seeing intellect. So I see intellect as wisdom, as understanding self, understanding things to some degree around you, being able to, you know, intellect is not knowledge. Intellect is using the things you know. Again, I might be wrong. I actually haven't looked at what intellect means. But I see intellect from my point of view. Intellect means that with all the knowledge you have, can you apply this knowledge in life? Can you use this knowledge to grow people, grow, you know, life? So, you know, beauty fades, intellect endures. For me, intellect is way more superior than beauty. And mainly I was speaking about relationship wise, and like as how there are so many women that are trying to impress people through how they look, or they look for validation. And for me, it's like, it was of course like back in the day, I was insecure little boy and I was like, oh wow, like look at this ass, look at these titties, look at, you know, like it was like, like, and now I'm like, I'm so I'm so like pushed away from it, because I think I see so many insecurities in there. I see so much fear. I see so much inadvocacy, like I wouldn't say unfairness, but unequalness, right? Again, it's my opinion. You might be seeing this differently. So next reminder, I said, greed is the slow acid that eats humility. And I've been through phases in my life that I have seen and witnessed greed in people I admired, and I've seen that greed turn them into someone, or turning into I see their colors and I see who they are by becoming the slave and victim of greed, you know. And the most painful thing is when these people has, or you have appreciate them for the things they've told you, the things they have expressed, and then you see the true colors and you're like, wait a minute, you're actually a little cunt. But I don't really want to listen to you anymore, you know. So it's, again, it's my opinion, I'm not gonna keep repeating this. So greed is a slow acid that eats humility, right? Money, power, superiority, hierarchy, and it's a lot in this world. Next, we have dopamine squeezes life out of you. What do I mean by that? I see dopamine as an engine of creativity, and we are so addicted through things that gives us dopamine, like meeting certain people, socializing, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, getting validation, getting approval from people that you don't even know. And it's something that I feel like we are so not aware of. The things that makes us motivated and creative are the things that are in our lives that has been abused, right? And there's this very interesting podcast. I can't remember exactly who was it from. I think it might have been in Ciro Daily, the CEO of Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartley, where they're speaking about how people are not lazy; they just don't have enough dopamine in a system to be able to do creative things, right? Like same with like doing drugs, doing things that make you feel high, masturbating, sex, you know, porn, things like that. It drains the shit out of you. It fucking sucks life out of you. So, and also creative things, but I rather use this energy in something positive than something that destroys me and pulls me back towards the shallow way of living and experiencing life. Then I wrote down transparency grows gardens beyond your imagination. Again, I saw this very interesting video where honesty, so there's difference between honesty and transparency. Again, this is how I think, and I'm always open to change my way of thinking because I only want to improve and I want to understand why do I think the way I think and why does these individuals have a different way of seeing this, right? So transparency grows gardens beyond your imagination. So being honest is, for instance, I go for dinner and I come back home and my wife asks me, did you go for dinner? And I would be like, yeah, I've been to dinner. Whereas transparency is like, I would tell my wife, baby, I'm going for dinner with Gerard, Aaron, Julia, and Megan. So transparency is being forwards coming. So you want to share this with this individual, your love of your life or your partner, your business partner or whatnot. So transparency it's so much more powerful than honesty. And that's why I'm saying through being transparent, you can grow a gardens beyond imagination because you create so much safety, so much bond between people and I feel like that really connects you with others. Then two more things. True dedication to one person breathes life into hope, love, and family. I'm living in Bali, and the next point also it's to do with options. So the next one I wrote down: a man lost in too many options forgets how to choose himself. So these kind of like are somewhat synergistic. That they are in the same team. They're kind of cousins, and they work together. All of them has somewhat you can alchemize it and you can connect and they cross over. But especially these two is, I meant, or I wanted to express this from my point of view of like me living in Bali and me going, living in Canggu, where there's like, there's immense amount of beautiful people. And when you are when I feel insecure, this is how I would think to myself, because I know how it was to be insecure. I would give attention to every beautiful woman, and I would try and get every beautiful woman's number, and I would try and get the validation from them, because there was something in me that didn't validate myself, didn't approve myself for who I was. And now I'm like looking around and I'm like, fuck, like there's so many options. And this is going back to the point, a man lost in too many options forgets how to choose himself, right? So you probably are aware of this paradox of options, whereas you get 1,000 options versus 3 options. Which one would you prefer? In which category would you prefer to be? For me, 3 options, because I will not have fear of missing out. I will not regret. I will not, doubt myself to what is this really what I want when I get it. So, and it actually becomes harder to choose when you have so many options to when you have only few options. So it's again like, are you aware of these things? Am I aware of these things? Am I aware of my insecurities before? Am I letting these insecurities come into my life right now? Am I approve myself to who I am? Am I willing to sacrifice options for one option and build upon this life, right? So like, for instance, I want to have a family. I want to include my existence into something way bigger than just sleeping around, looking for validation, looking for something that I already have, that I don't need. I just need to talk to myself, and I need to tell myself I'm good enough. I've done the work, I've done the practice, there's a few things that I'm still challenging myself with, but in a way that like I need it to keep the fire going, but I know what I want, and I still struggle with options in a way. Like there's this weird thing. It's like, do I want to have one girlfriend right now? Do I want to give that freedom? What does freedom means? Do you want to give that freedom away and spend the rest of your life with one woman? And it's like, it's not what it's about. It's about opening up your heart, opening up to a possibility that this could happen, and also being open to the things that this might fucking go completely opposite. And I think we fear the things that might hurt us, or that we might do things that hurt others if we have good intentions. So we never try, we never are open, and we never we don't know how to navigate through hard conversations, through hard times. So I've learned that if I like someone, build foundation through a level of friendship, through a level of, okay, I want to know who you are, right? And then when you build that, try, go on the dates, or go on the, again, it's subjective how you date. But I need to know that, because my intentions right now is like, okay, I want a family, and I want, at some point in my life, I want kids. And let's move through dating scenes, meaning I will try and be open to anyone coming in my life without looking for it. And I will give them all my time, and I will be open. Because another thing is like, you don't know, like you think you know what you want or what you like till you get what you want or what you like, and then you realize it's not what you want and what you like. And this will happen with dating. It will happen with jobs. It will happen with careers. And when I date, when I commit to one woman, like when I date, when I'm like, fuck, I think I like her. I like her more beyond the just like physical, you know. I'm like, okay, I've got to be open, but I have to speak to her saying, be open. Like if I feel jealous, if I feel that I don't know why I feel this way, or maybe I feel this way because I've been in this state of mind. Can you help me navigate this? Can you understand me? Can you help me understand myself? I have to be vulnerable. I have to speak to her about it. Because otherwise it's like, how can she read my mind, and how can I become a individual, honest, transparent individual if I don't speak what I feel? And some women might take this as offensive to be like, you know, I feel, I don't know why do I feel this way, but I want to explore sexuality through different women, but I really like you. So you have to be open things about this. And if she cannot handle this, thank God, because she was the wrong one, you know. And it's just something that we don't know everything about us. We don't know why we have these weird constructive thoughts, or something, like the thoughts that like you're like, what the fuck, why am I thinking such a weird thing, the horrible thing, you know. Anyways, it's a topic I can go on about, and it will be easier for me to have someone here to talk to about it because it's a little bit easier to have someone to come back and forth. But I think 16 to 17 minute videos is enough. But hopefully this will somehow digest in your way of thinking and might provoke some thought-provoking ideas. But yeah, ciao.